And so what would you be taking these kind of samples for?
In this case, it's routine analysis of the river. So this one is going to... That one's going to go back to the lab and get checked for the ammonia levels, which is an indication of any leakage from sewage and similar. The green bottle is going to be used to test the chlorophyll level. That is the amount of algae in the water.
So how long have you worked for the Environment Agency?
Nearly 10 years.
On a day like this, I guess it's quite nice, so is it quite...
Oh yeah, heck yeah, day like today, it's a good day to do it.
So, you're about to be a father, Geoff. How do you feel about that?
Nervous, worried. Room's done, painted, prams bought, stuff is bought, cots bought, Moses basket, accessories, baby grows, bottles and things, reading up all the relevant books, checking. I'm doing a lot of preparation, but I think this is one of these things, it doesn't matter how much preparation you do, you're always going to be nervous about whether or not you're prepared for it.
Do you know if it's a boy or a girl? Do you mind me asking?
It's a boy. It's a boy. We're still looking at names. We may end up with Michael Fothergill Willoughby, which is a bit of a mouthful. We may end up with Michael Nelson Willoughby as a slightly different one, or we may end up going with any number of other variations. We'll probably still be bickering about it until about 2 weeks after they're born. Well. Normally, about this time of year, I'd be planning for various projects and events over the summer, but yeah, life is change.
On general principles, Gustavo. Hey, what? You probably need to add it into it.
Oh, sorry, it's right there. Michael, could you please move your stuff so it's not in the middle of the floor?
17 buckles on this full suit of armour. Luckily, I'm not wearing the leg pieces tonight. I put on the armour and I remember all the times I've needed it. I remember all the times I wore it. This is my sort of one of my signature pieces of equipment. I.e., if I'm wearing this gorgeous piece, people know I'm playing yours.
It's untenable.
I think an election specifically the voice and neck.
Yes, do you know how soon we could have that? That sounds excellent, thank you very much.
Right, and the quick other fizz wrap for the glowing red eyes.
I now need to actually go and get
I'm going to go back in.
Darn it.
I will. I'm going to have a bit more drink.
Zap. Took ages to get this. Couldn't quite get LEDs. Still, that goes in the pocket until I need it. Right, equipment, armour, shields, brain, shield, face. Outside there is the Lord of the City. In here, it's me. He does have a sense of humour. Comment my mother made when I moved to Cambridge was, "Oh, you're going to Cambridge. Good, you'll fit in well with all the other weirdos." She said it in jest, it's perfectly reasonable, it works fine, yes I do. If I spent all my weekends following a football club, I wallpapered my bedroom in their colours. I bought their duvet cover. I slept in sort of their relevant football club pyjamas. I wore every day their football strip. That would be considered completely normal. Instead, I spend the occasional weekend in armour having fun with some friends. And that is considered completely weird. A little bit of a double standard there. Right. Characters that I've played in various impressive costumes over the years. Persian warriors, gallant knights, strange disturbing goblin things. Various. There's the light wizard, armoured thug, and just there on a group shot is me on the right as my current one, the militant fire wizard. If nothing else, it's the sort of hobby when somebody asks you at the office, so how was your weekend? Oh, I've got lots of stories and some great photos. It's been great fun. Some years ago, I sat down when I was job hunting. I sat down and worked out what is the actual ideal job. Sod any realistic restrictions, what would be your ideal job? And I wrote it all down carefully, and looked at it carefully and thought, you want to be Aragorn out of Lord of the Rings, don't you? Right, that's not going to be applicable. I did get a job where my job title was Ranger for a while, but at the moment my job title is Sampling and Collection Assistant, which isn't particularly good. I used to be a Monitoring and Data Assistant, so I used to be a madman, and then I got sacked. It works better when it's written down.
So when did you actually grow up?
I was born in Central Africa. My father worked for the Overseas Development Agency. So he was being sent out on government projects, looking after and assisting and managing fisheries projects mostly. So on Lake Malawi, and then he worked his way east around the globe. So from there to Indonesia, from Indonesia to Fiji. When we were in Fiji, I was at a horse riding club there where I learned how to ride. And they had a fancy dress party at the horse riding club. And so my brother and I, aided and abetted by my father and my grandfather, manufactured suits of armour out of cardboard and tinfoil. And so rode along to this fancy dress party, looking like small, shining knights, lances high, shields emblazoned, escorting my mother, the medieval lady, which I thought was really rather good at the time, and I enjoyed it immensely. I was the sort of kid who ended up playing at sword fighting with my younger brother and quite interested in knights and castles and similar. And I had a bit of fun with friends doing that at school. And then I got along to university in mid-Wales. University of Wales, Aberystwyth, middle of nowhere. And I went along to the Freshers' Fair there and waiting and thinking, what shall I do? I wonder if there's something interesting. And there were a couple of guys busy sword fighting up and down the queue as in a demonstration of their society. And I looked at them and went, that hobby, that'll do me. And it did. Little magic potions of various sorts. That's just a tabard, it's just a rectangle of cloth with a hole for your head. So I've worn that occasionally with a belt on it.
This mask was worn when this one was playing Glitter. That was the giant bug person.
It's all been quite a lot of fun. Probably the best bet is for myself to guard against any demons while you transport them out.
Like any play has its script, we have our linear plans. There's a demon called Sheckley who's been stealing people from the city and taking them to be slaves. And over the last few weeks, the players have been sort of finding out about how his slaving empire works. And what they're doing today is, using magic, they're going to sort of punch their way into his country. It's like a floating thing called a plane. And what they're going to do there is kill the demons, kill his generals, kill Sheckley, and release the slaves. Or that's what they think they're going to do anyway. Whether they'll be able to do it or not, well, we'll see.
Combat in this system is based on a certain amount of hit points. So if I have 3 hit points on, say, my chest area, and I get thumped, he will call single, saying he is doing a single point of damage. There's also hit points on each limb, so say, certain amount on the arm, on the other arm, on the legs, on the head, whatever. And so he hits me for 1 point of damage. When I get to 0 hit points on, say, an arm, ugh, my arm's not working anymore. Ow, ow, oh, it's taking my leg out. Ow, ow, and so on and so forth. Single. Ha, not again. Single. It can go either way very messily. And that's the quick show. Magic triple, magic double, magic double. Watch out! Magic triple, magic triple. That's it, so it's magic over 32, blade shot. Magic triple, ow! Magic double. That's probably his last appearance, but it's been a lot of fun. Whew.
And I guess the last question is, because it's such a big thing, what are you most looking forward to about it?
Looking forward to? I'm most looking forward to being able to show somebody all the various interesting shiny things, from the sky to twigs to worms, light on the river, interesting sunsets.
It's it's kind of the end of life as you know it.
But it's definitely going to be having an impact. That said, I have met people who've brought along very small children to LARP events, and maybe in a year or 3 or 4 we'll take them along, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to be happening for a while.